I'm gonna be really quick. I'm just gonna rewatch this that thingamabob.
Last tour was
The business event, because I missed it. So I'm just gonna watch that real quick.
good.
As soon as I find it. And I just got lunch. Gonna link out. Hold on. Real quick. I'm just gonna be really quick, like 20 minutes. Actually, I'm not even gonna tweet it out.
Hello and welcome to the
We're just gonna watch it.
Xbox podcast. I'm your host, Tina Amini.
Get it on record.
A very special episode today, as you can probably tell by the fact that I'm joined by Phil, Sarah, and Matt. Welcome.
Who?
And we're going to talk about some updates at Xbox. We want to talk about game exclusivity. We want to talk about Activision Blizzard, now that they're part of our portfolio, how that might be an impact on Game Pass. And we want to talk about hardware, too, and how all of this fits into the strategy at Xbox. So where should we start, Phil?
Well, when we originally had planned for this
Stop lying. Oh, my God, he's lying already.
I think we probably would have started with Activision Blizzard, maybe talked a little bit about the exclusivity with some of the news coming up, and then hardware. But we've had some unforeseen news that has come out. So let's just go and tackle the exclusivity question.
What happened?
Because I know it's on the mind.
Unforeseen news
from the community, and that's an important
this might be big
input for us. So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games. Not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy.
4 games.
It is.
Now, here's the thing.
Decisions for some specific reason.
How is that a bad thing when you have to go on a podcast and say, I mean, if it wasn't a big deal, you shouldn't have to say anything. If that was already your thing, it's like, it just comes off so apologetic off the bat.
We make every decision.
At least he's not fucking already saying, we got to try to do better and all that shit. But I don't know. I missed some of this, so maybe he did say it.
With the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn as a leadership team and to grow. And we think this is an interesting point in time for us to use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises. So we're going to do that.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you say?
I'm not going to name those games. The teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. We know game teams put a lot of energy into their announcements with the partners. So I don't want to take anything away from those teams. So I won't be talking about the title
so I'm gonna fire
specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Can we say if either of those titles are Starfield or Indiana Jones?
They are not Starfield or Indiana.
What about Halo?
What was the criteria in how the team was thinking about selecting those 4 titles?
Let me start a little bit outside of that, and then I'll get to the 4 specific.
Now, this is why people got to stop blaming the journalists and shit. Because the fact that they even have to say that, it's obvious that they were fucking. It was actually considered, Starfield. They're just not. It's not happening now. But I think the fucking Starfield rumors came because they were actually discussing it, or it was on the short list. But they probably either, I don't know. The negotiations didn't go down, or they're still going down, or probably not smart to put that out right away. Let it settle a little while and get some better press, because I think that's what they're waiting on. Get some of those updates out there, and give that game at least a year out there to get better, you know. In my opinion.
Games that we're talking about right now, because the fundamental.
Because it would just be a detriment in the end to put it somewhere now. I mean, what the fuck? It's got so much bad press, and especially in YouTube, and it's like a whole subculture of motherfuckers fucking with the community, like trolling them and saying how shitty it is, or people defending it. It's a mess.
Decision driver for any decision that we make, anything we're going to talk about today, is the long-term health of Xbox.
Bill,
that we're running a growing platform,
Bill,
that's reaching more players,
our
games are having as much success as possible. And I do have a fundamental belief that over the next 5
you know
to
what
10 years,
I think I've seen all I've needed to see. Why do I need to watch anymore? It's like everything he's saying is what Tim Doc basically told us. So what more do I need to see? The actual disclosure was this, though. Tom Warren. This is where the real update came from. His updates. What was the first article? It was this. Getting the numbers on the Game Pass subscribers. And it's funny, if you read the comments, motherfuckers actually don't believe it because they heard so much spin before about numbers and how they, I mean, they were cooking the books or something. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Some kind of shell game. It was even fucking confusing to me. And I think that was on purpose. They made it kind of confusing on purpose, so and then pretended they had more people on social media with their bot farms. But that's another story. King Thrash made a video too, but it's 2 hours long, so I ain't fucking with that. That's like, hell no. But I guess apparently I found out yesterday, because I haven't been watching King Thrash's videos. I guess he's been really saying some shit and pissing people off because they're trying to get it. I kept seeing that on my timeline. Motherfuckers are trying to go at Thrash, and I just didn't know what he said. So, I mean, what was he saying? Xbox was closing down shop or something? I don't know.
Don't got time. All right, first.
I don't really know what he said.
I'm gonna break down this video. All right. But before I do so, I just want to say I'm always pointing out when I got something wrong.
Okay, it's just going to be one of those. Let me go back. Oh, there's a Juggalo on my timeline. Oh, that's the Shaggy Show. I'll watch that sometimes.
exclusive games that are exclusive to one piece of hardware, are going to be a smaller and smaller part of the game industry. And that's
See, that's what you call setting the narrative. That's a PR thing right there too. You're setting it to. First of all, you spin it away from your failure, and you basically do that. See, he throws the whole industry under the bus. Like this is all a thing in the fucking. You know, that's. I don't know. Because that's what they want. You know, he wants it, and his corporation wants it. So he's going to start setting the narrative out there that is a
insight. Because if you look at the last 10 years and what the biggest games are today, it's a natural place. Whether it's one console and PC, multiple consoles, mobile console and PC, you see big games landing on multiple platforms.
Shut up. We've always had multi-platform
games. A great platform for creators that are trying to realize that potential. But now back to the specifics of the question on these four specific titles. We looked at games that are over a year old, so they've been on Xbox and PC for a while. A couple of the games are community-driven games, new games that kind of first iterations of a franchise.
I saw all this
that
shit.
Have reached their full potential, I'd say, on Xbox and PC.
Hey, what's good?
Franchises that we obviously want to continue to invest in. Part of having the ability to continue to invest is that the businesses behind those franchises continue. We think it's important that these service-based games that have communities behind them, that they can have confidence that they're going to exist in the future. So 2 of them,
So yeah, that's the same shit he always says,
community-driven games that will end up on other platforms and give us the ability to continue to invest in them. We think that's great.
This is all fucking bullshit.
More players.
Oh my God.
I'd say 2 of the other games are smaller games that were never really meant to be built as kind of platform exclusives and all the fanfare that goes around that. But games that our teams really wanted to go build, that we love supporting creative endeavors across our studios, regardless of size. And as they've realized their full potential on Xbox and PC, we see an opportunity to utilize the other platforms as a place to just drive more business value out of those games, allowing us to invest in maybe future iterations of those, so sequels to those, or just other games like that in our portfolio. And when we don't damage Xbox and we can grow our business using what other platforms have and to help us with that, we're going to do that. And that's really the story behind these 4 games.
Props for him for at least putting that in there.
There is an interesting story for us of
I'm sure he's not saying his business is damaged, but he's saying it in a way that's
platforms to get them more interested in
more
we think there's a good
proactive
brand value for Xbox there. So 4 games, no promise beyond
more
that.
games.
So if you're on those other platforms and you see these 4 games coming, please don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not.
Oh, you said that before though.
So when you are thinking about the future, this concept of live service games that can benefit from bigger.
That you fucking get the one side that takes every word he says, and then that's the fucking thing, and then the other side that's like, because we've heard him say it before. That's the thing. Like, if he didn't break promises before, I would hear that and I would be relieved. But I see this whole thing and doing it and waiting a week as the reality. They're kind of facing the reality head on and kind of showing you. And if you read between the lines, they're on their fucking way out. I mean, that's what I get from it. All this mumbo jumbo about we're here to. I don't know. They flip up their the way they talk about their shit. It's always the same thing. I mean, I don't want to shit on it because it's all the companies do that, but I just get tired of hearing it from Microsoft because it seems like they're the only ones that are always out there having to do this kind of shit,
Bigger audiences, new audiences. How does that
they're always trying to sell you on why they're doing something.
Yeah, there's really
that
no
people are pissed off about or sick of, or
we just came out of Developer Direct, which was an awesome show where we showed great games that are coming to Xbox and PC and cloud, which really makes them accessible to hundreds of millions of people. So it's this kind of we're really focused on a couple platforms and what's going to show up there. But our key of play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want when everybody plays we all win. These have been part of our strategy.
Yeah, so
and will continue to be.
So the bots need to get on board with that slogan. Oh, Swagbag, what up? Let me read some of these comments. It's cool. They want to port other games to other platforms. Wait, let me scroll up first. 2003 was an outstanding year for gaming. Yeah. 3 seconds later, 23 was bad, so we gotta let people go. Oh man, yeah, that was bad. I don't like how Microsoft thinks. Since they are the richest company, they gaslight the direction of the. Yeah, you spin it. I mean, you're supposed to do that. You don't admit your failures. You can say it in another way, but you're already doing that because you're doing this thing in the first place. But yeah, I don't like how they frame things in to be like everything is because of the industry. If they fail in one thing, they put it on. That's a failure of where the industry is headed, or they're proactive about saying shit. Oh well, this is because they want to go this direction, so they start saying, well, everybody's going this direction. They set the narrative. That's fucking classic PR. I mean, you don't have to be a genius.
On how do we continue to grow the games industry by reaching more players in more places?
More players.
And how do we?
Man, I wonder where Rich got that line from.
Xbox, a hardware platform, is a publisher of great games, and Xbox
all the same shit you hear the bots say.
The world's best creators.
I mean, this is.
And then knowing that
you get it straight from the horse's mouth where it comes from.
Game Pass.
Yeah, well, to build on what Phil just said, one thing I would add, when you were talking about growth, is just that.
Say PCs are the future too,
over the last
Phil.
5 years, where
Say consoles are
it used to
dying
be that
anyway.
The platform was the
It's
biggest
inevitable.
thing.
That's right.
And the games would sort of tuck in within the platform. Today, big games like a Roblox or a Fortnite could actually be bigger than any one platform. And that really has changed the way that we think about things. So in the midst of all that, I think we at First Party can come back to sort of some core principles. First, that all of our games will be on the Xbox platform. Second, all of our games will go into Game Pass on day one. And third, we know that Game Pass will only be available
Sticking to
on
that,
Xbox.
I don't know.
So there's
how long could that last
for us?
Like, I'd like that. You know, especially when a good game drops, a big game, and it drops in fucking Game Pass. That's awesome, but it doesn't happen very often, and also it seems like they're doing really poorly because of doing shit like that. I don't know.
Mentioned there are games today that you can play that only can be found on Xbox.
I mean,
and at this,
when you look at these numbers, some of the shit, I'm not a genius, but somebody else that knows about all this shit would have to explain it. But just from glancing at some of this stuff, it looks like they lost subscribers. You know, and that's worse than stagnating. That means this is going to snowball worse, because now you're putting out there that more games are going elsewhere. So it's like, and then you got this Diablo shit out here, and it's kind of, I mean, even Tom Warren was kind of fucking confused on it. So imagine what fucking regular Joe is going to think. I mean, like, they're not going to chance it, and those Game Pass subscribers are just going to get worse and worse. And they'll have to start putting more games elsewhere. That's what it feels like it's going to happen. And they're already kind of prepping us for the inevitable of, you know, things are going to get more dire, and I don't know. Maybe not.
So we're going to continue.
Maybe they'll ride out the storm.
Kind of moving aside, though, from some of those and thinking more about what does it really mean for the player. To me, the two key things are cross-play and cross-save. Those things allow us to deliver on the promise of Xbox, which is play with your friends where they are, play on the devices.
Okay, now that's something I can get behind, is all that shit, and including over onto PlayStation, because I love all that shit.
The games you want. So
I love being able to choose which to play, and then it still carries my saves and all that shit. That's fucking
only possible at a practical level when you know that your saves and your player are going to be able to move across all those parts. So not all of our games today are necessarily built to take advantage of that. There still will be some games that don't. As we bring more teams into the Xbox family, there's some catch up to do as we get there. But that cross-play, cross-save is like so fundamental to what we're doing, and I think is something that we as First Party get such a good benefit from being so close to the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things, like you said, all of our games are always in Game Pass.
It will flip on its head once GTA 6 launches.
The coming together that we had with Activision Blizzard King, that Activision and Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass.
Sarah Bond in charge of Xbox for 5 minutes, and she's already lying. Yeah, I know.
Which I'm super excited
I thought that was pretty
today.
fucked up.
And it's all part of our commitment to make Xbox, the Xbox
we might have fucking fucked up
build as widely available as possible.
On
so now
worrying about the bots seeing Phil, being away from keeping them apart from Phil for as long as possible so they don't get caught back up. But we might have forgot about fucking Sarah Bond, because
4 million Game Pass
motherfuckers already got Sarah Bond as their goddamn avatars now. Who was it? Ironic Mike? Iron Mike? He's Sarah Bond now, apparently.
Members can all enjoy the fantastic experience of Diablo 4.
Amazing. Can we?
Oh, thanks for making me buy that fucking game for $60. Gee, thanks.
Phil, you mentioned at the top this isn't really a change in strategy for us. Can you recap for me how?
And they were already in the process of buying it too.
I thought both Matt and Sarah did a really nice job of talking about what we're doing on Xbox.
That doesn't really help
where we're
me.
going. you know,
I guess for people that are just Game Pass people, which isn't that many people, but it's still a lot of people. That's pretty cool because they don't buy they didn't buy it, you know. They just play whatever's cheapest, you know. So I guess that's cool, you know.
if you take a platform feature like Xbox Play Anywhere,
but for everybody else, I mean, goddamn, you know, I didn't even play that game hardly at all, but I still fucking bought a copy, like a fucking dumbass.
Promise that we've made on our first party games that you can buy our game once, you're going to get play across Xbox and Windows. I think we're the only platform that does this. That makes it possible for you not only to play with your friends wherever they are, but to know that you actually have multiple entitlements to the games. I think that's a technology I'd love to see applied to more platforms.
More
but
platforms.
It is this view that people are going to play Xbox in multiple places. Whether it's play the games you want with the people you want,
that was
anywhere
Ezra
you
Miller.
want, whether
Mario
it's content, community, and cloud, whether it's when everybody plays, we all win. Like we've had different taglines.
That was an Easter egg. That was a clue.
Whenever you want, anywhere you want. I'm gonna play X.
First of all, the cinematic universe is over.
But it is this view
because they just showed Ezra Miller.
The games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want,
I missed
multiple
it.
places.
Yeah, there he is. Ezra Miller.
Games you want with the people
That's
you
a sign.
want, anywhere
and then
you want. Whether it's content, community, and cloud, whether it's when everybody plays, we all win. Like we've had different taglines, different strategies.
Proof. I just proved it. I just proved they're going third party.
Words that we've used, but always with this view that Xbox is a platform for creators who want to reach the most players. Our investments in xCloud, our investments in franchises like Minecraft, and now Call of Duty.
That's why fucking bots need to get on board with the slogan, because they're saying it. How do you get to more players? You've already got it on every fucking thing else. PlayStation. They're fucking a worldwide fucking brand everywhere. So it's you guys that are holding on to past shit. Dinosaur, get on board with your company. They're saying it.
This has been a strategy that we've been on for, I'd say, a decade. It's not about one device. It's not about games in service of a device, but rather the devices that people want to play on should be in service of making the games as big and popular as they possibly could be. Because really a healthy creator community on Xbox, a healthy creator community in gaming all up, is the thing that all of us as game players should be voting for, because that's the thing that will lead to the best long-term success and growth in this industry.
And my understanding, just from listening and learning from you three over the past few weeks, just understanding what's happening with Xbox, is that we see trends with player behavior where people are playing on multiple devices. That is the reality. And we have put some games
always been the
out
trend.
on multiple platforms.
Well, I mean, it's been the trend for a long time.
So my understanding is that that's been good for players. How does that come back to the business with all of that in mind?
Yeah, as you said, we have shipped games on other platforms. In fact, realistically, if you look with the addition of Activision and Blizzard and ZeniMax, we're one of the largest game publishers on PlayStation. We're one of the largest publishers on the Nintendo Switch.
It's bullshit too that this is all fucking
the equation as well.
I mean, they went over this with a fine-tooth comb everywhere
on mobile platforms as well. And that's not something that we want to back away from. We want to continue to be building great games that millions and millions of people can love, and that they can play those games where they want to go play. But we do understand the business success that Xbox has to have. Us as leaders in this business, the system today, the system that all companies that we play video games from, is a world of you got to be growing your business. Growth in our Xbox business is critical to the long-term health of Xbox. Many people know I've been on Xbox for over 20 years. And I want to make sure Xbox is in the best position for the next 20 years. That means healthy player community, healthy creator community, and healthy business. So when we look at opportunities to allow more people to play, more people engage, more people to buy, more people to subscribe, it's all about putting Xbox in the best position.
See,
and our hardware
healthy
is a
business
critical component of that. The absolute best experience somebody has on Xbox is hardware that your team builds and that people play.
That's another line right there. So some people will take that as that means they're here to stay in the console business, but I take it as because they're not healthy in a certain business, that they want to get out of that and just do the shit they're good at, you know, which I believe they should. Well, I can concentrate on the software because it's been taking a dive lately, you know.
It's not going to be everybody. We fully.
And that's one of the main reasons Game Pass is down, because the fucking console isn't selling as much because of the games. Games aren't hitting.
Accepted that we're going to have Xbox players across all kinds.
You gotta have good games too. You know?
So I think a lot of people
You can't just have an abundance of fucking games that fucking have a green logo on it, and it just doesn't work. Where's the comments at? It's cool they want to port games to other platforms, he says, because he wants the industry to do well, but the company laid off 10K people. Yeah, it's true. But I mean, there was a lot of layoffs everywhere, but it just burns more with Microsoft because, you know, all the shit you just go through, and knowing that you were just kind of yelling it in the wind pre-ABK, telling people that this is going to, you know, consolidate more, and you're not really going to get more out of this. It's shit we already got, so you're going to get less because there's going to be less studios and less people. But they choose to be for it because they thought, I mean, they're going to get all these exclusives and Xbox would be #1 again. But that's a kind of a wrong reason to be in for it, I get. But whatever, it's too late now. It happened. And we're at least down at least one studio, right? Not that it really matters. I mean, overall, it's like a drop in the bucket to, you know, overall. We still got fucking more games than you can ever play, so they will push the narrative that they provide games, but others don't. The leverage is probably why Jim Ryan said he didn't want a deal, you know? If the 35 was GP alone, that would be great growth. The fact that's the, oh yeah, with gold numbers combined. I know. And this is another thing that people don't, I don't know why they don't seem to remember this, but anytime there's these things that happen when Microsoft has to do some sort of apology or there's always a follow-up where the real shit is fucking kind of disclosed, and that was what all this shit was, you know, with Tom Warren. You know, you do the PR more publicly. They knew the fucking fans were gonna be doing what they do on that shit. They could already, you know, they know all that shit. They know exactly what the fucking fans are gonna do. They know people are gonna stream and all that shit. And yeah, she's lying. Diablo coming to select Game Pass member. Not all. Yeah, I know. She could have been mistaken though. But then again, that whole thing is scripted ahead of time, and probably lawyers probably go over it and all kinds of shit. So I'm sure there's a reason that she said it that way, because, you know, they know that the fanboys are watching. You know, got to give them a little ammo. You know. Oh, sorry, I had to blow my nose. Where were we? Where were we? Oh my god, I lost it. Oh.
Think about 2023 as this incredible year for gaming, and in a lot of ways it was. There were some really amazing releases that I think we all enjoyed, but what were the signals behind the scenes that maybe indicated how we wanted to look at the future of Xbox and how we kind of keep up with the industry?
Yeah, such a good question, and I think it's
such a good question that I totally didn't see ahead of time.
I assume as people who are watching this, it was an amazing year.
Was she a game show host?
Some of the games that I think will stand the test of time and people will be talking about.
Oh wait, that's a Series S.
But it's an industry
that's the new Series S. The Series S Mini.
What happens when an industry doesn't grow?
More growth.
Job eliminations, which we had. We had even our own hard decisions to make about building a sustainable business for ourselves.
She's holding it
in that. When you think about a healthy industry, I want players who believe that they will find the best games on the platforms that they love. I want people who invest in their careers in working here to feel like this is a place that they can be successful. And that really is down to being part of an industry that is growing. If you listen to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO,
live and grow forever. That thing she's wearing right there.
In 2024, I think there's an amazing set of games coming in 2024.
My green screen cuts off, so I can't put my hand over there.
Growing as an industry, the industry will struggle.
I got expanded.
And today there's really two choices on how do you grow the industry. Do you say I have a fixed number of players, the players that we have today, and do I find new ways to monetize those players to get more money?
More
from
money.
The players that I have.
Oh, I got a $2 bill
think
today.
About how do I expand the business I have by finding new.
Somebody gave me a $2 bill.
And adding those to the.
Should have folded it up. It's still got Thomas Jefferson on it. Can you believe that? I thought they canceled his ass.
On that last point of how do we make sure Xbox
got one of the most famous
for our players, growing for our creators, so those people are finding success.
I mean, people do prop them up still, I guess.
Will grow the Xbox business and put Xbox.
He did create a lot of shit,
very
but
strong.
He was also a slave owner.
Matt, earlier you were talking
could have swore
about
they got rid of
gaming communities, how
maybe I'm thinking
they're
of another
incredibly large,
famous slave owner that got canceled
on such a different level when we think about console audiences. Like you mentioned Roblox, you mentioned Fortnite. So how are we're obviously thinking about our responsibility, our hardware responsibility is supporting the growth of gaming communities. How has that actually shown up for the players? Are there other games we can speak to from our portfolio?
Well, as Phil mentioned, I mean, two of the biggest ones for
Don't call me Phil, I'm Mr. Spencer.
They are driven from the bottom up by the communities of people that play those games, which is so great. I think for the player community, it comes down to where are the friends, where are the people you play with, and then equally important is where have you built up your library of games, right? Where's the
more libraries? Okay, I gotta stop doing that.
Those two things probably are some of the biggest
easy.
influences on where people choose to play and what devices they choose to play.
Yeah.
When we think about on the other side, the developer side, just any game developer wants their game to find the biggest audience possible. That's just the nature of building a game. You want people to enjoy and participate in what you've made. And I think we're in a unique position to deliver on that just because we are the platform. We build
He'd be a good Herman Munster. He kind of looks like Fred Gwynn a little bit.
A system that ties that together, that brings together your friends,
one of my favorite shows.
Your achievements.
I wish I could just fucking put on an episode of Munsters right now. Just watch that.
Behind some of these communities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at, just step back and you look at the history of the industry, we've moved from a place where it used
We're
to be
the monsters today.
Game to accelerate
that was a crappy show too.
To actually the things we do with our
I still
hardware
watched it,
and
though.
with our platform are all in service of making those games bigger. And we think about that across all of the investments we make, the consoles we build, the investments we do with things like cross-play, cross-progression, the things that we're doing with cloud.
Cross-dressing.
How do we actually give more options to game creators so they can have the
when
greatest
when she said that yesterday,
I think one of the,
my shit was glitching out. I thought she said
this is actually Power World. You know, Power World was able to launch. They were game previews,
cosplay.
launched in Game Pass. They also
I thought she was saying, you know, more cosplay. I was like, what?
Those things, you know,
Cosplay?
was able
What
to
are you
have
talking
this
about? Power World?
success, and it was the largest third-party Game Pass launch ever.
I mean,
And
there
that's
is
all
Xbox
because we give
cosplay,
creators
I'm saying,
options on how they can launch
I've
their
seen plenty
game.
of
We've got
master
subscription,
chefs
we've got retail,
out there in the wild.
We've got Game Preview, we have the
Master
consoles, we
Cheeks.
have our experience
Cosplay.
on PC, and they can access all of those things. And when we step
Every
back
Comic-Con,
and
there's
just
at least
look at
one
the performance of our platform all
Master
up,
Chef.
we know it's working. We're at the highest level of users on console, the highest level of users on PC, the highest level of users on cloud ever. We have double-digit growth rate on PC and cloud, places where we're enabling
My friend Duque
creators
Mosey
to
goes
actually
to
reach new
Comic-Con every year
players
still.
beyond the console ecosystem. And that's why we're leaning into it and doing more, because we see
Gotta
all those
interview her.
signals.
So we're talking about the role that hardware plays for creators.
She was in a
for
bunch of movies
games
back
and
in
those
the day, too.
communities. What about the role that hardware plays for us as a business, for Xbox?
And she grew up with the kid from Over the Top.
It really is, and Phil said this earlier, it's where you get like the most flagship seminal experience of Xbox.
I've never met him,
It
but
also represents
they were
a
like childhood
developer career.
friends.
Our developers can build the specs
You know
of our
that annoying
hardware,
kid from Over
and
the
we
Top?
invest to make sure they know when they
With
do
Sylvester
that,
Stallone.
that the games are going to run great on our hardware, but they're also going to be able to be accessed across any screen because of
Guess he
all
was
the
from
other
like San
investments we
Bernardino or
make.
something.
So we're giving them an easy way to access as many players as possible.
He was in a
and
bunch
we
of
actually
Canon
have more
films, too.
creators right now building for Xbox than ever before.
was like
by
their little
nature,
star.
thousands of them by nature of those investments.
He was going to be
And
their
we got more
Macaulay
to come.
Culkin.
There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, and we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. And what we're really focused on there,
He
is
did something
delivering
that
the
they
largest
played at the
technical
Steve
leap
Allen
we'll have
Theater,
ever
though.
seen in a hardware generation, which makes it
I think
better
that's,
for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building.
That's how I found out
When we're talking about
MST2K was
hardware,
coming
there's these
back.
other considerations that are really important to our community, probably
Steve
to
Allen
each
Theater.
one of ourselves as well.
Joel working
when
there
you
and
talk
shit.
about library, because I want to dig in on that a little bit more. You know, as we talk about cloud in the wider entertainment industry, there's conversations about
whiter?
streaming. How is
What?
that impacting how I own my
She said
content
the
that
whiter?
I'm invested in? So, what can we say about our stance around game preservation?
Yeah, you know, one of the highlights for me of being in this position was getting to stand on stage when we announced back compat coming to
Wonder how
Xbox
long it
One.
will last.
Fantastic. People were
Consoles are market targets. Yeah. So
well
Dev's
reader, and just feeling the energy.
I'm just sick of this whole fucking console's gonna die
and
and
online.
everything's
One
gonna
of the
become PC
cues,
thing.
I think
you know,
us
it's
as
like,
being part of Microsoft
keep them
take
goddamn we
is
should be
looking at
fighting tooth and nail to
and
keep
how
them separated
Windows over
for the betterment of
decades
both.
has maintained
consoles.
software compatibility,
And not
things
that there
built
shouldn't be
on.
overlap
Like, I
of
can
games.
still go back and play some of the games that
'Cause, I mean,
loved
I have,
on Windows from decades
over the years,
ago,
played
and it will still run.
quote
We try
unquote
to bring
console
that
games on
same
PC when they
view
report like a
to
year
consoles.
later where
It's
like
harder in console
Metal
because the
Gears and
line
all
between what
that
the
shit.
hardware is and what the game
You know, because I
is in
didn't have a
consoles is
PlayStation.
traditionally, it's tighter, which
I got a
makes
PS1 and a
compatibility- you end up
PS4.
doing these generational
I never had the
compatibility
2 and the
things.
3, so
But I will say compatibility, the ability to not only play the games, but my saves are still
shit
there,
like that-
cloud save systems.
But
to try
that's
to
like
keep the services
that's
up
like
as
not
long
that
as we
much.
can so that people can play.
Like,
is
you
a
mostly
tenet
want to play
of
stuff
what
that's
we
good
are
on
as
PC.
Xbox. It's at our foundation. And when we look at future hardware generations,
Like on my
and what
other
we're gonna
PC right now,
support,
I think
making
the
sure
only
that
thing
we
installed
respect, which is the word,
is
respect the
right
investments
now
that
is
people
like
have made in
Elden
Xbox
Ring
going
and
forward
fucking
is fundamental. And the
GTA
fact
5.
that you get entitlements when you buy a game from us on both Windows and
And that's
Xbox
'cause, my
also
cousin
means
plays a
you
lot
have
of
the
GTA,
ability to play that game across a
online.
multitude of
So-
devices, which I think furthers the compatibility of the games that you own.
Can we go back to what Xbox stands for today? I think we've pretty much covered all of the elements, but if you could break it down for me.
You know,
I've tried to get
play on
my
Xbox.
PC
What we're
brethren,
saying is
my
you're playing on a platform
stepbrother,
where you
my
know
cousins,
the biggest games in the world are always going
to play certain games that are
You're playing
more
on a platform where
console
you get to access Game Pass.
console
And
ports
all
on
of the
PC, and
games
they
from our incredible range
some of them they'll
studios
try it for a while,
always
but then they
launch
go
in
right
Game
back to
Pass
the
day
shit they
one.
play
And
on
you're
PC.
playing on a platform that's dedicated to
Yeah.
you. Like
They don't
player
fuck
first
with that whole
features,
paying too.
Cross-play, cross-save, cross-progression.
Like Xbox fucking brought that to the industry. Not that that's a
being able
bad
to
thing,
play your
'cause
games in your library
they made a great
anywhere you
service
want
with
because of the
Xbox
investments that we
Live,
make
so
in
it was
cloud
worth the
gaming.
money.
And so you're playing somewhere where you're
Yeah, but
investing, and you know you get to take
PC
the games
people are always
forward
just
with
like,
you and
why?
across all of the
What a
screens where
ripoff,
you
you
are.
know?
And I think
All
most
that shit should be free.
importantly, Xbox is a place where you know when you're investing in Xbox, you're investing somewhere that is dedicated to making games more successful and creators more successful.
PC always been
so that
stuff
they
like
can
Crysis
invest more
and
to bring
stuff.
even
Yeah,
better
well.
experiences to you all of the time.
There's the
that
niche
investment in the
of
studios is
people-
and we feel that as part of first party.
like
with
I
the
grew up with a lot of
platform proximity, you know.
motherfuckers like in the late 90s that would just I started seeing it where the whole goal was to build your PC and then sit there and watch the what you call it benchmarking. Like it was more about the benchmarking and then maybe loading up on putting Unreal on there and turning on the lighting, you know. It was really benchmarking and then run the benchmark thing. And there was this one benchmark we'd always fucking run. It would go through like Doom or Quake or one of those games. And I had a friend that's like all they did. Like that was his hobby. Just to get it to where it could fucking run like the latest Unreal benchmark fucking thing somebody made or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like he'd play games sometimes, but that was like his thing. Those people, that's a very niche kind of thing. It's grown though, fucking, especially since I think YouTube videos for that dudes, and then the Linus Tech Tips and all that shit, making it more accessible because they show people how to do the shit. You know, and there was a time when you had to go to the same place where you would get your anime videos and shit and ask the fucking nerd, you know, these really small, they kind of were like in the same vein as where you would meet up for tabletop. It kind of grew into doing LAN parties and shit. That's how I remember it. Like here in Kansas City, it was like the people that would hang out at Clint's Books and Comics was very close. I mean, it was walking distance. You could then go down Westport, and there would be the same people that would be hanging out at Cyber. I think it was called Cyber Station, and that was like table. That's before that though. It was the RPG guys at Clint's Comics, and then it kind of evolved into this space that was over by the Beaumont Club, which was this like rock club, and it would be like LAN parties and shit. My friend Ryan used to fucking be there all the fucking time. I mean, it'd be like snowing and shit, and had to go pick his ass up. And there was a lot of nerds in that motherfucker, but it was like all the same crew though as the. Now that I'm thinking back, it was like the same people that grew out of the Clint's Books and Comics RPG / anime club type dudes, you know, and but it's grown because of the YouTube and shit. But everybody can build a PC now, but I still think that shit it's just not the same. It's just like, I don't know. I think they should still stay separate though. And convenience that, you know, most people just can't be arsed to fucking do all that shit, you know.
Amazing now to look out across all the studios.
It'll definitely get easier though.
And just be reminded that we're now one of the biggest.
Another one is the publishing fees, or the fees that you can charge publishers for games on your closed system. That's like the grift for, well, it was for Microsoft, and it probably still is for Microsoft, but Sony. You know, that's why you do that shit, you know? Because if you think about it, if PCs were going to take over and that was going to be the thing, they should have already done that. Because, you know, it's not like it's going to get that much easier from how easy it is now. It's already fucking super easy. And Windows is generally stable. Way better than it used to be. And certainly Steam, the ease of fucking... Now with SSDs too, you don't have to worry about fucking that shit. But yeah,
development organizations in the industry.
But I don't know. People will pay that fucking premium for that $500 box, $500-$600 just to plug up and play something that just plays the games, and also the games that require the fucking fast. Fucking and no lag, you know. I mean, that's till we fucking fix all that. I don't think they're going anywhere.
The biggest games are going to continue to come to Xbox, and this 2024, the year coming up,
online gaming.
We've got more than 10 major releases coming up. Great stuff,
as well as the infrastructure around the world. You know, I mean, even in America, not everybody's got it like that. Now, a lot of people don't even have unlimited data yet.
We've got Diablo.
I have to pay extra for unlimited data, you know.
Expansion.
I don't really pay for it because I don't need it.
The Indiana Jones game, and there's more in development, which I think we're.
But I would need it if I did nothing but cloud, and I would basically end up having to pay extra. So it's like pick your poison, you know.
We're gonna be able to share more about it at our June showcase coming up pretty soon.
Well, I guess I should get ready to work on that show.
What?
Well, thank you all for showing up on the podcast today. And
it's over?
the rest of you.
They didn't say anything. Oh my God. Those last fucking couple bars were like, I didn't miss anything yesterday. That was literally everything. Let me go back to that hardware thing again real quick. What the fuck? They just threw this as a bone. The hardware is the biggest one for me that tells me they want to get out of this shit. Honestly, I don't know why anybody would take that as that means they're here to stay. If they were here to stay, why would you mention your fucking hardware right now? What the fuck?
So we're talking.
You're just doing it just to fuck as like a little gift to fans. Like, oh, stick around. We still got more shit to sell you. Like,
So we're talking
bro,
about
you're
the
still
role
selling
that
your fucking
hardware
current
plays
shit.
for creators, for the games and those communities. What about the role that hardware plays for us as a business, for Xbox?
When we look at our hardware, it really is, and Phil said this earlier, it's where you get like the most flagship seminal experience of Xbox. And it also represents a developer target. Our developers can build the specs of our hardware, and we invest to make sure they know when they do that, that the games are going to go great on our hardware.
Now, I would take all of this as a fucking major awesome thing if it wasn't for the fact, well, I guess the games have been kind of, but if I wasn't so skeptical about the power of this fucking next machine, I just don't know. I don't think it's going to be a next gen console that's actually competitive.
Going to be able to be accessed.
I just don't. Why would you do it? I don't know why you'd even bother at this point.
Across
you just told everybody your
any
fucking games are
screen
going
because
everywhere
of all
else.
the other
Like, what the
investments
fuck?
we make. So we're giving them an
Who's
easy
gonna buy that
way
shit?
to access.
It seemed like, and it's not because I don't think they should or anything like that. It's just like, who the fuck is gonna buy it?
As many players as possible.
It seems like it would be a waste of money. It just doesn't sound like good business, but
and we actually have more
hey, if they can make it work
right
as a
now
business,
building
go for it.
For Xbox than ever before, by nature.
It seems kind of
by nature of those
risky, though.
investments. And we got
to
more
even
to
bother.
come. There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday, and we're also invested in the next generation roadmap. And what we're really focused on.
That's what they need to fucking focus on, man. Making sure you got fucking good fucking software.
Seen in a hardware generation, which makes it better for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building.
And then
like
when we're
this,
talking
like,
about hardware,
bucked
too,
up
there's
snowball
these other
effect,
considerations that are really important to our community, probably to each one of ourselves as well.
I really tried to really like Halo Infinite too, but I think I had more fun in what was that game? The other Halo.
Library, because I want to dig in on that a little bit more. You know, as we talk about cloud and the wider entertainment.
Oh, and the co-op wasn't out at the time. Maybe that's why I enjoyed the other. I enjoyed like I did enjoy Halo Infinite was because it didn't have the co-op or something. I don't
There's
know.
Conversations about streaming. How is that impacting how I own my content that I've invested
Just seemed
in?
like I just remember having so much fun. I love the I think I would have liked Halo, the original, when it came out. I almost bought an Xbox at the time, but I was already a PC guy. But I remember seeing Halo running on a TV, and I was like, "This, I don't know."
What can we say
was
about
just
our
kinda,
stance around game preservation?
Yeah,
I'm sure if I played it, though, I would have loved it.
Highlights for me of being
just
in
never
this
got around to
position
it until
was getting
many
to
years
stand on
later.
Stage when we announced back compat coming to Xbox One, like it was fantastic. People were reading the teleprompter before I could read it.
But you know, by then I was already playing on monitors and shit, so we were rocking 1080, you know, graphics and shit. So I would look at, like, most people still had the standard definition television, so I would look at all these games on console, and they would always just kind of look like crappy. But I know better now because of some of those early, even the shooters ended up being pretty cool. Because when the GameCube came out, I bought some of those crappy FPSs that were on there. I'm like, you know what? FPSs on consoles aren't bad now. They're pretty fun. It was like Medal of Honor started coming out and all those games, you know. What was that fucking game? The Time Splitters, you know. It's like, oh, okay, so FPSs can be good on consoles. Because I didn't like fucking GoldenEye and all that shit. I hated fucking GoldenEye.
Auditorium as we were saying that.
Except for that multiplayer shit.
You know, one of the
that was fun.
cues I think us as being part of Microsoft take is looking at Windows.
It was mainly the controls.
And how Windows over decades
just made me want a mouse and
has
keyboard, and, you know,
maintained software compatibility.
It's hard to
with things
play.
that are built on it. Like I can still go back and play some of the games that I love playing on Windows from decades ago, and it will still run. And we try to bring that same view to consoles. It's harder.
Consoles. I guess that's it. I fucking went through the whole thing, swag bag. There's nothing else to see. But here's the thing. I did not think that people would get pulled back in so fucking easily to the whole Xbox thing, the whole culty kind of thing, with believing every fucking word they fucking say and not believe. You don't believe that they're still on their way out? Like, what the fuck? I think it's fucking obvious, but I didn't think people would get sucked back in so easily. Like, but then again, I was thinking about it last night, and I this always happens, and I end up like kind of like in my mind's eye remembering things in the past that kind of connect, and now I notice it, like how the pattern of abuse as well. Well, I mean, I always notice the pattern of abuse, but also the pattern of the way the social media reactions to Xbox stuff. You see these, like, not all of them, but I mean, there's a lot of them that are like, you got a lot of fans in like Brazil and shit, but some of these diehards are fucking, they're fucking bots. At least in the comments. But even if they're not like bots, they're still bots because they're like the influencers and shit, or the guys who are getting all the engagements and shit. They're all clones. And it's just they just push the same thing all the time. I don't have enough ponies on my timeline to get a feel of if the same kind of phenomenon happens during PlayStation marketing, which I'm sure it does. I'm sure when Spider-Man came out, there was some bot farming going on, but with these news things and these apology things that fucking Phil always has to do, that's when I see it. But here's the thing. Outside of this bubble, it's like, it's completely different. Like, people aren't fucking stupid. People are not fucking with Xbox right now. That's why I say I get worried, because the snowball effect and people aren't seeing, because they just do too much lying and smoke and mirrors to prop themselves up like they're still the shit. And I think it's and you look at their sales of their console, it doesn't seem that bad. But when you realize what their strategy has been, pushing this Game Pass thing and telling their fucking fans to not buy games, it's dire when you're trying to sell software, you know? So it might not seem like it's that bad on the sales front, but you need those fucking console sales, man.
One, I thought Microsoft was a respectful
for Game Pass, anyway.
No, I'm just kidding. No, one, I made a bet that
I wish you could just make this in like
Xbox
5 minute, a 5 minute video.
And not, even though I was half wrong, the bet was that Microsoft was
I don't know if this is going to be one of his videos where he does some research and actually informs us, which does happen sometimes. I don't always agree with it, but he will point something out and then I can go look it up. But or if it's going to be one of his, I'm just capping.
Like, we're trash. I'm like, nigga, please, I'm at work.
Trying to dunk on.
I'm not at work now, but I'm just saying,
because he does that too.
But
more power to him, though. We need to keep the cinematic universe alive.
I noticed on Twitter is that people aren't.
Dash does get motherfuckers mad, so
they don't know what's happening.
And
they should know. A lot of it they should know. And I'm gonna explain exactly why. Once after you see this video, you will know what exactly.
Tim Dog was fucking goddamn redeemed in my eyes, swag.
And I'll approve to you, and you'll walk away from this motherfucker like, goddamn.
Everything he said has come to fruition.
First off, I'm also say,
and I don't want to say anything about my sources because I'll protect the anonymity of my source
when they
or sources.
The name
but even saying
Xbox,
sources might fuck it up.
What did you think they mean? Hmm?
But
that was on
everything I fucking
today. That type of business speak
figured would happen has kind of been happening.
We'll talk about that
based on all the evidence that I've seen.
I just
So
want to do this intro. It's not even really an intro.
this slow drip thing ain't just something we just thought of.
But
Fucking
I just wanted to say these points. I wanted to make sure that I gave my boy his flowers. He called it. I got it wrong. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's basically what Tim Doug was saying they're doing. And that this is going to keep happening. These rumors are going to watch.
Let's go.
It's not going to take that long.
Enjoy.
Less than a month. I mean, we'll have a couple weeks, week maybe.
January 21st,
and these rumors are about games
talking about
are going to start flying again.
The great work that we're doing there.
Because they're still discussing
beginning of our
and doing deals
fans about the work that we're doing.
That's how this sometimes this shit leaks. Either it's Microsoft testing the waters through their fucking people, or in the middle of a deal, a fucking lawyer or something is doing. You know, that shit can get out, but I don't know. I'm guessing that's probably when they're doing they're doing the actual deals is when these rumors
continue the conversation throughout
get
the
out,
year. We remain
or they just push it out.
To gaming on console, but we know that we have fans and gamers that also play on PC.
Somebody fucking talks,
and it's important that we build out the features that we have. Learning,
but then again, you know, the telephone game in offices can happen too. So.
And helping make Windows 10
employees talking to other employees, and then goes down 2 floors. What the hell?
They're probably
is this another one of those docudrama things he does?
And we'll get more into that. But remember the questions that she's going to ask. Right now she's asking about hardware exclusivity, and Game Pass in the future and all that good stuff. On questions that they gave her to ask them.
When I say he sometimes can be informative, it's because the receipts.
When we originally
had planned, he'll put some on the screen that I can go at least look up
I think
for myself.
We probably would have started with Activision Blizzard.
I know he fucking says a lot of shit.
Talked a little bit about the exclusivity with some of the news coming up, and then hardware. But we've had some unforeseen news that has come out. So let's just.
Porter Rock is the same way.
The exclusivity question, because I know
I can garner some things that are happening from
were they gonna do this
from his videos sometimes, because
and then some news came up, and then what were they going to talk about? Hey,
like gonna freak out because he's
and then on top of that, who
talking shit, you know,
right? Who told them to have this conversation? If we actually sit there and we think about
this is too long. I can't watch this. I think that I've said everything there is to say. I mean, shit. We got it on wax. Everything fucking happened that we thought. They were gonna come and backtrack. I think I said it in the previous video that I did with these news. I did 2 streams where we were talking about this upcoming event and all the stuff that was going down. Dipping toes in the water because 4 games is a huge deal, but it also depends on the IPs, yeah. Yeah, it seems baby steps, like at the haha, baby steps. That's what they're doing. They're doing baby steps. Yeah, Halo would be wild, and honestly, that's a game that would. The only problem is it's a mascot, so I think that would come down the line. But Gears, Gears would be one because it's not really a mascot tied to the Xbox brand as much as Halo is. I mean, it is, but it's not on the level Halo. Halo maybe a couple years, but if there's a game that probably needed it and it could benefit, though, it would be Halo. You know, I believe more players. It needs more players, and it would be healthy for the future of Halo Infinite as well as future Halos. You know, they would be more incentive for them to keep doing more content and shit for it, instead of letting it die and then just hope the next fucking Halo is good. I mean, I don't know. I think those games though, Halo and like Gears, they had their time as being the top dogs of gaming, but I think Halo could turn around. They could turn Halo around and make it a prominent thing again. Yeah, FPSs aren't what they used to be, but Halo stands out from the other ones. You know, it's got its own universe and its own weapons, and I don't know. It just lends itself to be a big budget blockbuster type of game, just because it's like space opera and shit. So got that. It's got a lot of good things going for it, is my point. Hell, it doesn't even have to be FPS. You could, or even a fucking shooter. You could just do other games based on the Halo franchise and you'd bring it back to prominence. Don't make it like a God of War though, or something like third-person hack and slash or something. But no, it should stay first person. But of course, you do get on the bikes and shit. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I should stop now because I actually just reached up to scratch around my eye and I realize I think I need to cut my fingernails because I fucking just scratched myself above my eye, man. I fucked myself up just now. Oh. Fuck. It's these glasses. Damn, man, I really fucking sliced myself with my fingernail. It's my sideways index finger nail. It ends up always being at an angle because of the way I play guitar. So sometimes it ends up a sharp point on the left side of it. I fucked myself up. Yeah, if Halo done right, it could be a level of Fortnite or in Roblox with Reforge. Yeah. Anything else to watch before I check out? Anything else going on? Oh, there was some other news with Tom Warren that he dropped. I think he dropped some other shit and I didn't look at it. Because like I said, that was the real disclosure, was this shit. The 34 million subs. Which I don't think... Ponies are still... bots are still reeling from what they saw, and they take it at such face value. I don't think they really are putting two and two together with what they just fucking said and disclosed. They're not really reading between the lines on that, but what else did they say? I'm surprised Gruber doesn't understand the basketball. Okay. Subsidized. Doesn't sound like cloud on iOS because Apple's policy changes. Damn. Well, that sucks. So much for more players on there. Oh, this thing. Okay, yeah. 2 hours before Microsoft's announcement yesterday, Phil Spencer sent an internal memo to employees, and it details the vision of Xbox everywhere and a future where every screen is an Xbox. So my weed screens on my bowl when I smoke reefer. Microsoft didn't mention the idea of Xbox everywhere, blah, blah, blah. What? They didn't specifically say that, but they basically said it. They just didn't say the slogans. Because that video, even though it's like a business update, and they present it like, oh, this is just a business. They did put it on the Xbox channel, and it was for the base. The base who eats this kind of shit up. So they're not going to say those things. They're directly to the base. They're going to say this kind of shit. They're going to say it in a different... Instead of Xbox everywhere, you know, they'll just space it out to a whole paragraph to say this exact same thing. Instead of just getting to the point. It's so the faithful can go out and fight those goddamn battles. It's the same shit. And then the sock accounts come out of the fucking blue. Oh, where were these sock accounts the last fucking week? Oh, they just like pop up like right at the same time. I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds that all these fucking Brazilian Xbox fans come out the woodworks right as Phil drops his dimples on everybody? Tim Dog, just gonna be one thing after another. That's why I would be completely honest and not sugarcoat anything. It might not be today, but this is coming. Nightmare. Damn, that sounded serious. The time is coming. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Tim Dog knows. He broke bread with Phil. Of course he knows, you know? Oh, Danny Stab. I could see Forza because of how well GT does, yeah. GT fun. Yeah, that's true. I think with some of these fucking games, like I said, they could use the injection of players. For real. They've been building the kind of games that would, I mean, everything, even like Forza and game, you know, it's like a racing game, but like, you know, all the online shit, games in these days, in this day and age, you need as many motherfuckers on there as possible, and that's another one. It would probably benefit. Proactive strategy. Xbox without a box. Oh shit, look at this guy. I resonate deeply with your vision for Xbox's future, Phil. Phil Spencer! Xbox is involved into an all... Oh my god, this guy sounds like one of those bots. Like he's just like saying all the same shit. All-encompassing gaming, offering something new for everyone. Oh. I pioneered and adapted these vintage games from... Oh. What about foosball? What the fuck is this guy talking? Who is this guy? Duh Game Boy. I almost thought it said Doughboy Game or something. Duh Game Boy. Why is it duh, D-U-H? Why not D-A? Duh Game Boy. But it's D-U-H, like duh, like you're an idiot? What the fuck? Why would you do that? Always got Twitch. Ooh, piece of candy. Is he twitching right now? No. Yo, Game Boy. Can you stream Game Boy games? Handheld? Let's see what his videos look like, actually. What is he playing? Oh, so he's not online at all.
Yep. So I'm gonna...
Oh, okay. He's one of these guys. That's cool.
And then finish securing...
He's actually doing like projects that I fucking
proper location.
make for myself sometimes. Like, this looks like my table with a bunch of fucking junk and shit all over and wires everywhere. I was using that Gorilla. I just bought a thing of Gorilla Glue too. The big bottle of the gel shit, and it fucking already dried out. Fucking pissed me off. He's using a fucking needle? I've done shit like, I had this, used old controllers and shit, and try to make like MIDI devices out of them. And, they work pretty fucking good. You can like do drum beats and shit, and then use the stick for like a wah-wah pedal. There's all kinds of cool shit you can do with the, gaming controller to like make experimental music. And I wish I would have got into the whatchamacallit scene back in the day. What is that shit? Chip tunes and shit. I went straight to fucking more MIDI instrumentation that was based on samples than the old chip stuff. So, but I should try it sometime, because I got some of the sounds that you could compose chip music with, but those dudes do it with actually hooking up to the actual chip on a fucking Game Boy, taking that shit apart, and then I would just fucking emulate it. It'd be easier. I don't even know what the fuck this guy is making. Building Twitch plays foosball. Not even football, foosball. And he's injecting it with fucking morphine. This is crazy. What am I watching?
To the Hot Wheels control.
Maybe he's a tweaker.
And then with the Legos, I'm going
He's a cokehead.
begin securing the
Why's he got black gloves on?
Hot Wheels controller to the
fuck is this?
Legos platform.
I'm with it though. That's cool. Cool project. Whatever it is. I don't know why you're doing it on Twitch though. It should be on YouTube. So what the fuck does this controller with needles and Legos have to do with foosball? That's what I want to know.
The Hot Wheels Cybertruck controller will be placed on the Legos platform.
Okay.
And will be secured by inserting an amount of Legos on the platform.
Okay.
This will keep the Cybertruck Hot Wheels controller from moving around during engagement.
Looks like you can't even get it in there.
Any type of jerks or motion.
Why not just glue it on there? Does it have to be on Legos? I don't understand.
So
what's the point of the Legos?
To secure the Hot Wheels.
The Legos is secure, sir.
Cybertruck
I'm in.
Controller to the Legos platform.
I hope he's not building a bomb, like a Lego bomb.
Eventually, I will get to an
blow
amount
fucking Legos in your
where
face and shit.
The Hot Wheels Cybertruck controller will be secured to the Legos platform.
Oh, you do airbrush?
And there will be less movement. Cool. Yes, I'm just doing this on the fly. I didn't really plan how I was gonna place the Legos. But I mean,
everybody airbrushing USA.
As long as I can get the Cybertruck Hot Wheels controller secure without it moving and jerking around and stuff. I mean, that's the goal. But anyway, back to it.
Well, can we see whatever this is in its final form?
So I'm wiggling the
and what it does? Because I'm confused.
How secure it is so far. So far, it doesn't move at all. But I'm gonna continue to.
Foosball, ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
And then
foosball.
I'm going to.
Remember foosball? Remember when foosball relied on
servo motors,
syringes and
test it real quick
and Legos? And Raspberry Pi for some reason.
Yeah, so I have these M3 poster holders. They have a sticky adhesive on both sides. So I went ahead and applied it to the bottom of the servo motor.
Do you guys know what Foosball X is?
The Legos. They're pretty strong. So
I don't know what it is.
That should hold it.
And why do you need a controller with
see if it
syringe needles on it?
Knocks the controller off the platform. But I'm sure.
Is it like some Rob the Robot thing?
Secure.
Remember that on Nintendo? This thing plays Gyromite. What happened? Is it about to blow up?
Yeah, after I sent the command, everything remains secure. So I'm gonna apply the same method to the
robots in disguise
servo motor.
So what? Then you put a foosball table over this or something? Oh, I got it. Oh, he made a controller to play a foosball game. Okay. Now it makes sense because, okay, you got the paddle Can you guys see my mouse? I don't know if you guys can see my mouse when I do that. Let me see. Yeah, you can't. But yeah, see, there's the the paddle would be like on a foosball table. You got the ones in the front, and then you got the one. Wait, no, because you would need way more paddles. Unless in the game you switch between, and you only need one at a time, and you just move side to side. Yeah, because you would only need one because you're only doing one at a time. Well, I don't know. Yeah, because it's basically X and Y. So maybe he just made a controller for up and down on this one, and then side to side there. I don't know. I don't know how that control works, but thought maybe he was trying to make it like it was an actual foosball, like you were walking up to a foosball. I don't know.
On the
Now I gotta find what a foosball X is. Foosball X. Okay, well this is foosball X. He said something about Hot Wheels. What the fuck? Foosball X, what? Hot Wheels. What the fuck is this? That ain't it. Damn it. Maybe if I could figure out what system it's on. I mean, he's got no description at all. It's like building Twitch plays Foosball X. Well, that's helpful. What is this?
Hello, world. This is Lidor Joseph, owner of GizmoGames.tv.
Gizmo Games. Oh, okay. So they're games that he's made. Okay.
The setup so far with
Gizmo Games
machine. That would be
now that I can envision that just from when him saying claw machine.
For
so he's making
gameplay. For
the games like digital versions, but then having them have cool controls like
TV. Yeah, here's
so this is probably a prototype.
The web.
So you he can maybe he's
looks like
trying to build like he's got the software and it's all online, but then build like little peripheral
for the site. I mean, this is just
that you can buy maybe.
But
so it's all like not flash games. That Flash is dead. But
when time get better, it'll be
online games.
Go ahead and look at what's going on with the
claw machine.
The machine.
So you can play.
Here is
the look. Why would you want to play a claw machine where you don't get real prizes? That's
Arduino. Shield is stacked on the Ethernet. The Ethernet.
Sounds like fun trying to make it though. I guess.
This claw machine, which is a grab and go skill crane.
What, are you recreating it, or is it a real claw machine?
And here are the push toys in the machine, and
there's Hot Wheels again.
There's some electronics in there, and also toys. Later on, I'll add gift cards and etc. But yeah, this is just a quick look at it. I mean, my goal is to add more machines later on as after I launch the pre-alpha gameplay to the website. That way, if there's any traffic,
maybe he's doing a thing where
the users
he keeps the claw machine, right? He's got a real claw machine, and he's building the interface to where you can play it at home on the thing. It's not an electronic game. It's
called
maybe you see it. You see the like on a camera or something.
How many items are in the machine and just get
that would be that's actually a dope idea, because you could use a claw machine from home, win a prize, and they send you the fucking prize. That would be fucking dope, actually. If that's what he's trying to do, something along those lines. Oh, he's got the Manhattan beep going on in the background. The Manhattan / Laybon beep.
That will move
beep.
The claw.
God damn, he's got like multiple
right
beeps.
Now, I'm waiting
Bleep.
on a new power.
Bleep.
That will move the.
He used all his 9 volts on all this shit.
Excuse me. The relay sends the signal.
Yeah, that sounds cool. But okay, but how does that
on the controller
do? How does that have anything to do with this? Foosball. Is he gonna send people a controller so they can play foosball on his actual foosball? Twitch plays foosball. Let me type up that billing. Foosball X, a live action game with playable. Oh, okay, this is it. A live action video game with a playable scale Hot Wheels Cybertruck. So he's building. But what does that have to do with all this shit?
Alright, now that the servo motors are secure to the Hot Wheel controller sticks.
So maybe this is the same, along the same lines. This is just what he built so people could play.
Controller, and then with the
so he can play this, or you can play this over the internet. Twitch plays foosball pre-alpha. Let's see. Claw your significant other while remote control sex toy. Yeah, no shit. That's he could concentrate on that and probably do a better job. Make more money. Okay, well, I was thinking maybe it was a real foosball machine, but that would be kind of cool. You put a camera over a foosball and you controlled it from home with like motors and shit. If you could get around the delay of that, that would be pretty cool. If you could somehow have it instant. It's not doing anything. Oh, and there's Doug Gameboy. Current player, Doug Gameboy. This isn't even the same channel. Damn, pre-alpha back in 4 months ago. Oh. That's cool though. I mean, I wish I could see it. Because you don't see anything. Damn. Well, that wasted a lot of time, didn't it? I just wasted like
Game Pass. It also
20 minutes looking at that bullshit. There's nothing else to there's nothing. Oh, I didn't finish reading that thing. I got sidetracked by Doug Gameboy. He might as well get a follow, so I can keep up on his latest. I should have followed him on Twitch, so I can keep up to date on his Hot Wheels thing. Building Twitch plays foosball. Follow you.
Hello.
I still can't figure out all of this shit, but
to the car.
He's a YouTube video
with the
or
Legos,
channel.
I'm going to begin securing the Hot Wheels controller to the
the way he talks is funny. Sounds like a savant. Yeah, I didn't get to read that memo. Did you read that memo? Did you read that memo? In this episode, Sarah Bond, Matt Booty and I. Booty time, across the USA. Booty time. I will share with the community our plans for the future of Xbox. Yeah. Oh shit. All of this friction creates a... Oh shit, he actually mentioned it. When we look at the state of our medium, we see players increasingly gaming on multiple devices, but their experience is defined by the fragmentation created by platforms. No, dude. See, he's even given his own company that kind of bullshit spin, man. No. You were doing something really bad. You weren't doing a good job at it. That's the state of our medium. Fuck off. Entitlement libraries, communities, wallets, and reward programs. Similarly, the industry's biggest franchise increasingly ship across multiple, requiring creators to build and manage multiple instances of the game, leading to higher costs and fragmented communities. All this friction creates a tremendous opportunity for us to meet the needs. We have a different vision. That's why we're setting the narrative. Xbox everywhere, consistent. Play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. So we can make cheaper bullshit for you and get richer. Fuck off. If your heart's not in it, get the fuck out of gaming. That's kind of my stance right now. Phil is trending. Oh my god, just Phil. It could be any Phil. I wonder what Phil it is. Oh, it's Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer! Thanks to J-Dub. Phil is trending. My god. That is hilarious. Let me see if J-Dub will pop in here real quick. He might. We can end the show like that. Let me see if I can find J-Dub. Well, let me play this in the meantime. Hold on.
Damages your...
I'll just keep this playing while I go do that.
Now people are going to get a
what am I doing?
And be like,
okay.
I don't care what you say. I know that you're going to bring all games to PlayStation. I just feel that that's what it is. And they have the right to feel and believe that, bro, because you're not saying nothing like we're never going to do this again. You're saying that we're only bringing these 4 games on, which means only bringing these 4 games on right now. But why are you bringing those 4 games on? And they never explain why they truly bring those 4 games on.
We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn as a leadership team.
There he goes.
And to grow. And we think this is an interesting point
Live and grow forever.
Use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises. So we're going to do that.
I really, really need y'all to pay attention to what he says, especially when they say Xbox. In this instance, when he mentioned the Xbox, he wasn't talking about the console. He was talking about everything, because that's what Xbox is. Xbox isn't the console anymore. When they refer Xbox throughout this conversation, he was not talking about the hardware. He was talking about everything. And that's what he just named. He just named everything. The software, the community.
Whole slate.
Yada, yada,
oh, he's
yada.
still doing it.
It's
J-Dub's gonna really
snaky words like this that they use
get in people's heads with that shit.
Pay attention to the word Xbox and then try to decipher what they meant when they.
He's gonna say the whole slate
what I mean by
so much on the internet that the whole slate's gonna end up coming just from
console, but in reality, they
putting that out there
about
probably.
Xbox, the software, Xbox, the
I mean, goddamn, you got Phil fucking trending.
Their ecosystem. They're just calling it Xbox, and they're calling everything Xbox. If you got an Xbox game on a PlayStation, you are an Xbox gamer. If you got it on a cell phone, you are an Xbox gamer. That's how they think. They want to keep changing what things mean. It's the same exact
Phil out here port bigging. Yeah, he was a little bit.
Like, they'll tell you what something means, even though it doesn't really mean what you think it means. Like, true 4K didn't mean native 4K, but they said true 4K because the PlayStation 4.
Well, at least Peter OVO isn't.
So he said true 4K, but he didn't say native 4K. So it wasn't native. It was just 4K.
Isn't thinking that no more games are going to come. He's actually.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
it just proves that it works for the diehard. At least some of them, little by little.
Like exclusive got switched around to where they're calling games exclusive.
They kind of start to accept it.
But exclusives literally mean on one thing.
You know, it just takes time.
Just one and one. That's it. And
it was only 4 yesterday, and Phil's the man.
Push the narrative of what they're trying to do to gamers.
Yeah, crap. He's back on the side of Xbox is fucking up because he knows. He knows there's going to be no point to the Xbox, and it's going to be the snowball of
you have to learn for putting your games on
not having hardware anymore.
Have games and been having.
You don't have those exclusives.
Now, damn near a decade.
You can't.
And on top of that, you
can't sell consoles, and therefore
you got Ori
Game Pass is going to fucking die.
All your games on PC. What do you need to learn? What are you talking about? Learn. And he goes, we put it over there so we can, take advantage of what they have.
I don't know how they can turn that part around.
What do they have?
I know they can't turn the console sale part around.
Is handheld, and so you can utilize that.
If they have another strategy for turning around Game Pass,
is it a dual sense? Are you saying that?
I'm still open to that happening, but
these companies have a larger.
I don't know how else they could do it without selling the consoles and having.
It's because they're not here
exclusives,
to make it seem like they're being greedy. And this is not really being greedy. It's actually just desperate as fuck. But let's continue.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you
4
say?
titles.
I'm not going to name those games. The teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. As we know, game teams put a lot of energy into their announcements with the partners. So,
damn, he spent 2.
I don't want to take anything
2 hours, and I'm already over 2 hours. Stretching this to oblivion.
Away from those teams. So I won't be talking about the titles specifically, but I think when they come out, it'll make sense.
Crazy part about that statement.
Postos Little Ronnie-san, what's up? Look, we have to keep the cinematic universe alive somehow. All right, J-Dub got sick of their shit, and he's been telling me for a long time, like, there's a certain point where you can't get through. But I don't know. Sometimes I forget who I'm talking to. Sometimes I forget. I fall for the. I fall for the bots sometime being reasonable, like they fall for fucking Phil, not being a fucking snake oil salesman. I fucking forget because every once in a while there's some logic there. You hear it. You talk to Mello about saying, oh, and he sees the logic, but then with this shit, I just forget that this is the same motherfucker that was like, the shit they would say about Starfield, like all the excuses for it. And he stuck with that whole game engine. That totally left my brain. Like, that wasn't on my brain yesterday. But if it had been, and I would have remembered what the kind of shit he would say when Starfield came out, I wouldn't even engaged. But that's what I mean by the gaslighting. It's like, not only just and this is what I said, because see, and this is another thing that a lot of these bot zealots do. They take everything that happens in the pony community, from like the more extremist all the way down to through like this, King Thrash. I take all that shit with a grain of salt, but they watch this shit, and those things, they builds up, so then anybody that has an opposing view gets thrown. That's the same thing Post Up used to do. That's how he would try to filibuster everyone. Well, Porter Rock said, it's like, Porter Rock hasn't been on the goddamn show in like 5 fucking years. What the fuck? You're still talking about Porter Rock and putting everything like everybody's opinion aligns with Porter Rock. What the fuck? I make my opinion clear all the time. Yo.
What's up, Buck?
Yeah, I was about to sign off on just my little rant, and I saw Phil was trending on Twitter, so I click on it, and I'm like, oh, J-Dub's got Phil, just Phil, the name Phil, trending on Twitter.
Yep.
That's crazy. Not even Phil Spencer, just Phil. That's funny.
We're not being very professional these days, so it's just Phil.
Oh, damn.
I feel like he's lost that respect for saying his whole name.
Oh, shit. Well, you noticed Matt Booty called him Phil.
Yeah. Well, everybody called him.
He didn't say
Phil, remember?
Yeah, I guess so.
He makes himself available to fanboys and stuff like that, so he can little by little have them to put their guard down.
Yeah.
Before the big wham move.
I was just telling the chat about how I get got by some of these bots sometimes, the way they get got by Phil, where I forget what I'm talking to. Like,
yeah,
if it slips my mind sometimes that like what I heard when Starfield came out, like if I just could remember some of the goofy like defense of that game and the game generation, and trust me, Mello, he's like it's not just on the air, like behind the scenes it was even crazier. Like he bought all this shit hook, line, and sinker, all this shit.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I used to tell you and Z, you guys used to think that I was being over dramatic when I told you guys these guys are dead ass serious. You guys used to say, no, they can't be serious. They're trolling.
I'd be in denial a lot, right?
Yeah. Now you see, you and Z see, I was right the whole time. Like these guys are fucking dead ass serious. And guess what? They're out there. They don't care that Phil lies to them. They don't care that those games are coming, right?
Yeah.
It's all about today, you know. Phil's some kind of way spared their feelings and gave them a little bit more, I guess, another day to live. And they're grateful for that. But I mean, I was sitting here watching Randall Thor and J.S. Gordon, watching their show, listening to them and their take.
They're not in denial?
They're not in they say all the games are coming. They admit it. Okay. They say, yeah, the way Phil said on the podcast versus after the interview he had with Tom Warren at The Verge, and they questioned him on that and they doubled down on it, and he finally said, well, I can't never say never, and I don't want to never say never. You will,
right.
And he goes back to these are the 4 games that we're trialing, and Starfield is not one of the 4 games that we're trialing. It's like, okay, they're not the first 4. What about the second 4? What about the third 4?
Right.
What
that doesn't mean they're not in discussion.
Absolutely.
Like, especially with Starfield, because I believe that's why it was a rumor, is because it was on the list and they thought about it, and
Well, here's the thing. Right, here's the thing.
And maybe leaked it.
All of these insiders and all of these journalists and all these people that had this information,
right?
They weren't wrong. Those things were in discussion. They were there. Phil, at the last minute, I feel like at the last minute, they decide to remove that portion from there because they felt the backlash and stuff. They saw what was going on with us, so they decide to we'll just make it 4. That'll kind of give them some time to calm down. Things are too rowdy right now, and we don't want to upset them too much, and then we'll just slow drip him. So later on this year we'll announce another 4, or maybe next year another 4 or whatever, and it is what it is. But he also, what a lot of people glossed over, is the fact that he says that exclusives are going to be a thing of the past, and that's what he's trying to do.
That's he's setting the narrative for his company.
He's setting the narrative. But guess what? He put that out there. He put that out there, and the bots heard it. They're not in denial about it, but what they are in denial about is what they're trying to do is say everything is an industry. The industry's doing everything that Phil. And it's like Nintendo and Sony are not doing that.
Yeah.
And even if, right, let's just say, even if Sony decides to put their games day and date on PC is a whole different platform. right? It's not a console. It's not a curated box. So, and the cost of entry for that is much higher. So there's a less amount of people or a less amount of damage that people,
You
not
can
everybody's
charge. You
just
can
going to wake
charge
up
more for
tomorrow.
your closed system too.
Exactly. You can get a PS5, right? When PS5 first came out, it was $499, $399, right? So if you spend $499 or $399 for a box, no harm, no foul. But if you go out and spend $3,000 on a PC, right? And I know some people go say, "Oh, it doesn't cost that much. A PC, you can get it for $400." You got these goofy fucking motherfuckers say that shit. Pardon my French, but that's goofy talk, right? If you want the performance that you're getting on a PlayStation, you're gonna have to shell out more than $500.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to shell out more than $1,000. I know somebody's gonna take some cheap components, slap them in a box, and try to say, "See, I can build this for that." I've seen it before, right? But you're talking to a PC guy himself. You're talking to somebody with a 4090. You're talking, to someone who games on PC. So,
Briario,
it's one
shout
of
out to
those.
you.
It's one of those things, it is what it is. I'm at the point, Buck, like I told you yesterday. I thoroughly enjoy the console war. It's been good to me. I love it. It's been great entertainment. Be able to talk to you guys and us have fun and camaraderie and things and go back and forth with our friends. But now we're in a different zone. We're in a mental health zone area.
Yeah,
where one fan base is having some serious mental health issues, and I don't think my trolling or my pushing them to the limit is healthy for them, and I don't want to do that. But because I respect a lot of these guys. But I'm some of the shit that they say, I kind of worry about them. I literally low key worry about them. And so, but
it just keeps going.
I don't know, man.
I agree with you. That's why I was saying even before all this, I think it's healthier for Phil to go away for a while and just go into hide. Let this shit settle longer. But man, he comes right back out with the shit, pulls them, strings them along more. It's just, I agree, it's completely unhealthy, and that's why somebody earlier was saying, because they're always bringing up the monopoly thing. It's like, no, nobody wants a fucking monopoly. Nobody wants Sony. They say it's gonna all the prices, which is, it's not gonna. There's still competition to keep game prices down. But I understand what they mean on the hardware. But if their heart isn't in it, they're just doing damage at this point. Trying to fucking be a console maker and then bringing everybody else down with them, and then their software is on a downward trend, getting shittier, and it's only going to get shittier unless they start concentrating on what they got, and it's just bringing everybody down and making this niche fan base. That's another thing. Outside of our fucking circle, this is like Xbox is almost non-existent.
It's non-existent. We keep it alive. Let's face it. Even at Best Buy and Walmart and all the retail stores, nobody cares. You see the numbers, Buck. You see the holiday sales numbers.
Yeah.
You see different things. Nobody is buying Xbox. Nobody kind of cares. We kind of keep it alive and revived and everything else. So
I know it seems like a lot, but I was saying that earlier how the snowball effect of me just glancing at those fucking Game Pass numbers and the way they made it confusing, and the way they've kind of confused us and thrown all this bullshit out the last whatever years. I'm confused. The bots are fucking kind of confused. Like, wait, how? I thought they had
more, and
it's like,
well, come to find out,
they lost. It looks like they lost fucking subscribers.
They took all of those original Game Pass numbers. They took all of the Xbox Live people. They took all of the core people and shoved them together. And all they got was 33, 34 million. That means the 25 million that the last numbers that were there, that means those decreased drastically.
Yeah.
Drastically, because at one point in time, Buck, when there were over 55 million Xbox Live accounts, probably more than that. There was so many Xbox Live accounts. So you're wondering if you transferred all those Xbox Live accounts to Game Pass subscribers,
why is that number super low? And it all makes sense.
It's
It
the
all makes
consoles.
sense
Well,
now.
I feel that's really what was disclosed in this business event. I mean, yeah, sure, they calmed some bots down and said, oh, it's these 4 games going. You know, they did that whole thing. But really, what was disclosed was we needed to sell fucking consoles. Like, they're kind of, if you read between the lines and you read the shit and listen to them, they didn't. Game Pass is stagnated because they haven't been selling the consoles. And why haven't you been selling consoles? Is their games have been fucking lackluster. So it's like
there's no reason to.
I just think it's a snowball effect. Like, why are you even gonna bother with another fucking console when after this? Because like people are hearing this and they're hearing all the games are going somewhere else and blah blah blah. Like, why even waste the money on the next time? Just go fucking multi-platform and start making better games. You know.
But I notice a lot of bots now have already moved on to PC. They're out there touting PC.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait. You just spent the last 3-4 years talking about Xbox, the world's most powerful console, the Xbox One X, and all of this, and now you're parading PC.
Well, also even announcing that you're doing some next gen system is kind of shooting yourself in the foot too, because you're still out here trying to sell us on this one, and you're on an apology tour. So you're just throwing that out there as like an apology present instead of it's way too early. Why are you even fucking mentioning it? It's great. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You're kind of telling the customers out there, if they hear this shit, they're like, why bother? Like, look, we're already. Yeah. I just see it as their exit. You know, they're basically bowing out. But
absolutely, it's another hope and dream play. And here's the thing: they're already setting up to sell you with another, like she said, the most technologically whatever. This is 3 generations in a row. You've tried to sell us on something that didn't work. Yeah. Why the fuck would we go out and do this thing all over again? That's why I told you, Buck. I'm out. I'm tapped out. We've did this for the last 3 generations. What more can I say? Xbox isn't going to change, right? They're still going to be last place. They're still going to fail at everything that they're trying. Just give it up.
I guess.
And there will be some people that go out and buy this thing, and those people are going to be, they're going to be teased and ridiculed.
I'll be glad. I'll be happy for them that they at least have something to keep their, because people want
library.
The library and all the fucking shit you collected, and
to be fair, right? If the consoles are going to be all digital anyway,
you could have them anywhere.
Microsoft, think about it. So that's your physical is down the drain. You can forget it. Your physical, you can keep it for keep's sake, but your physical is already down the drain because all this system next gen is going to be digital. So they're already leaving you behind. And then on top of that, majority of the games on Game Pass anyway, day one, day and date. So Microsoft themselves don't even care about your library. They're going to tell you, hey, buy our system and sign up to Game Pass, and it's there. We don't care. Yes, we take games out of Game Pass. Yes, they go away from time to time. Yes, X, Y, and Z, but we don't care.
Maybe it's all about. I don't know.
Yeah, so they basically have converted in all of this. Anything with a screen, any screen or whatever is an Xbox. We consider everything Xbox, and I'm like, these fucking guys who believe these people consistently, 2 generations in a row, believe in their lies. Did you see on Twitter all the videos we've been posting to Phil lying one after one, repeating?
Yeah.
He's saying that he's repeating the same talking points that he did previously. So why do they believe him now? You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad at least there's like a handful that I've seen that are. It looks like it's got through to him. Like you never know with crap. He could go back the other way at any moment. But like, there's that one guy I was just looking at, Peter Ovio. He looks like at least he understands that Phil is full of shit and that more games are coming. I mean, he's still capping, but you know. So there's some.
Look, When you got Tim Dog and Crap Gamer and a couple of other the most diehard staunch Xbox supporters. When you got them out there saying, hey, this is bullshit, this is not, you're lying, we've seen this before. When you got those guys calling Phil liar, saying that, that gotta say something. But then you got the other crowd who I call it the new guys, the newbies, the hold the line crew, that I guess they see that, Crap and Tim have moved on, so they want to step up into those positions. Crap and Tim, they're out, so let me slide in their position and try to get as many, we call them the grifters, right? We try to get the grifters to slide in and get as much attention as they possibly can until this shit is all
more
gone,
power to them. Some of them.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it.
Hey, look, Doc Dark is out there, still doing his thing, like
as he should.
Yeah, as he should.
Do it. Don't listen. Don't just let Coke go and get all the clout. Go and do.
Yeah.
Get it. But to the unsuspecting Xbox gamer who may not know what's going on, I can see them being misled or not knowing what's going on. But I mean, at this juncture, Buck, I'm gonna be honest. I just think most people don't care about Xbox.
Yeah.
And no matter what, Twitter is a small space.
It's a vocal minority for sure.
Space. Yeah, nobody cares.
Especially the ones that like that even know who Phil Spencer is.
Yeah.
Like in the real world, there's people that have Xboxes outside of our bubble. They don't know fucking Phil Spencer. They're kind of diehard. They've always played on Xboxes, and they don't know who the fuck. They might know, heard the name, but they don't like follow every fucking thing.
Most people think Bill Gates is still leading in Microsoft. So I mean, it's a
Damn, man. Let me read some of these real quick. But yeah, I just wanted to fucking before I cut this off. But Twilight Zone of Xbox evangelists. Yeah, Briarius asked if we're going live later. You never know. If he wants to do a double, we probably shouldn't.
I'm not gonna go live. I'm going to play Helldivers 2. This week.
I need to get on some. I want to get on like back on Earthbound.
I want you to play Helldivers with us, man. You got to get your PS5 book.
Yeah.
Stop having like $399, $350, something like that. We got.
I know. Just I chose wrong, and I it was whatever. I always get the PlayStation kind of halfway through or toward the end anyway. I did that last generation, and then I have a whole catalog of shit I can play. Because I like to buy physical, still. So Z going live, maybe. Kid Smooth was extremely concerned about the news only because he was afraid of the mental health of these Xbox. He tweeted that the Xbox mental health is already low. Well, he's partially to the blame for leading him down the path.
Well, I told you. I said, listen, I'm actually afraid some of these dudes are going to harm themselves or somebody else. They're too far. And I know a lot of guys say Crap and Tim are the extreme. They're not.
Yeah.
Those guys are not. They love Xbox through and through, but they're not the extremists. Trust me. You haven't seen the extremists like I've seen, like we've seen in the last week. That's why Phil came out. They kind of decided against just going full bore right now.
Yeah, and people probably think we're making that up, but we're not making that up. There's a lot of behind the scenes, like there's some goofies out there.
Exactly.
Phil knows what he's doing with his fans/ambassadors. They are easy to manipulate. Yep, it's wild and exploitive.
Yes. Yeah.
Danny Stab. Xbox gonna kill themselves with bad messaging. It's gonna be like Sega.
Look,
facts.
Let me show you the disparity between the two fan bases, right? When PlayStation started putting some of their games on PC, PlayStation Nation came out and they were like, hell no, that's not
I remember that.
Get Jim Ryan ass out of there. Get him the fuck out of there. Yank his ass down off that stage. It was like you had 100% of PlayStation Nation together, united against that. We thoroughly believe in having our exclusives and it exclusive to our platform.
Yeah.
Right? This shit right here that's going on with Xbox guys, dude, you got journalists fighting journalists, Xbox fanboy fighting Xbox fanboy, like and everything in between. It's just this one big battle royale, and it's crazy. And it's like Crap tweeted out the other day. He said, "It's crazy that J-Dub is the level-headed guy out here that's fighting for Xbox, saying that they should keep their games exclusive and everything else." And I believe that. I believe exclusives matter, and that just listen. Last generation, I bought an Xbox One. I bought it because Titanfall. I bought it because Dead Rising. I bought it because Forza Motorsports. We were at 5 last generation. The first one. You know, I bought it for those games. Those were exclusives. I didn't buy it for fucking Madden. I didn't buy it for 2K and FIFA. I didn't buy it for. I could get those anywhere, but I bought those games because of what I couldn't play on my PS5. That forced me to spend $500. Guess what? If I never had if I got to play those games on my PS5, why the fuck would I have wasted $500 of my money?
Yeah,
and listen, as much as they try to say the identity, Xbox has no identity right now. There is no identity for Xbox. They're the whores of the industry. It goes anywhere. They're just passing out ass everywhere, and that's not what a gamer want to hear. But see, there's the gamer side, and then there's the Phil Stan side. And some of these guys are Phil Stans. Phil could fart in a cup and give it to them, and they would love it. Like, it's sad. I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
listen,
it is.
Shout out to my man Mello, man. Listen, but I used to tell you, this brother is not playing. He's not. That's him. He believes in all of this shit that he believes that. I can't listen, and I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to tear my brother down.
But then he sounds like reasonable, like he'll be reasonable on other things. So I get fooled.
You see what I'm saying? See, so
I start thinking I'm going nuts.
You can have a civilized. Mello is one of the most smartest brothers ever when it comes to business. When it comes to this gaming shit, I swear he rides the short bus, can't tie his shoes. He walks around with a snotty nose. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is when it comes to the gaming stuff. And I don't understand it. So I mean, but I'm gonna be honest, but I think a lot of that just comes from having the last decade to defend Xbox and getting
it's repetition.
It does something to
you. It is repetition.
Does something to you. Even Post Up. He can't help himself. He's out there. See, I told y'all this is.
Oh, really?
Oh, you told us all your games is gonna go up. Yeah. Well, Sony gonna do it too. And Jim Ryan and the FTC
and Connie Booth. Yeah, Noah's pretty crazy too. Sometimes I think he's doing a bit and he's just over capping, but then I'm like, I'll hear him sometimes. He's dead ass. He's fucking dead ass. I'm like, what the fuck?
But I've been telling you for 4 years now, it's a cult. They can't help themselves. It's a cult.
I know there's aspects of a cult within it, but sometimes I still want to see the best in like.
Listen,
sometimes I'm like, people gotta be doing a bit. It's a fucking bit. We're doing it to keep the cinematic universe alive. The next Gen 720 cinematic universe.
Listen, when I do it and when Z do it, it's to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? We got bills to pay. We you know.
I try to tell people that. I try to tell people
that's
like
what we do.
They get too caught up in you saying the whole slate, you know, and then they put that on everybody, so like they get caught up and.
But when we do it, you know, we bullshitting. We gotta show the sale, right? But even then, within what we're saying, even within the trolling and the bullshit, we get serious because we try to understand the other people and why they think the way they think. When you're not selling any consoles, what makes you think you're gonna have any success in selling games?
Yeah,
I'm trying to understand
service,
that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, but these guys will defend it. Well, Phil said, and Microsoft's revenue and the profits, and I don't care. They're already the world's richest company. How much more money do you want them to have? Who cares? What about your gaming needs? What about your gaming habits? But then, Buck, you turn around and realize 99% of them don't play games. So now they're just around here just to be either grifters or loafers or what, or just to have conversation. But then, like I told you, I'm no longer arguing with them because then now it's like, now that it's making me dumb, right? It's making me sound crazy. I'm sitting here arguing with somebody who's on fucking some crazy medication. Medication, y'all. I'm not. No, I can't do that.
I don't know.
Can't do that.
I think with some of them though, it's a little more simpler. It's first of all, they're bots, diehard, but they'll buy everything. Mello and fucking Ridge. They're playing on everything. I think both of them have PCs. Both of them have PlayStation 5s. But they've been getting everything fucking cheap and free from Xbox. So that is like, so yeah. I think they want everybody to give them free games now.
Think about it, and I understand that, right? That's a
I'd want that too. I guess. Yeah.
That's why I go hard at Ridge, but I get he understands. Ridge is not dumb. He understands what he's doing, right? He game up. He always falls back on PC, so clearly he sees the value of what he's doing. But he can explain it like he's like said. Listen, I get to play Halo for $0, right?
Yeah.
I would have had to spend $70 or $65 or whatever on Halo. Well, I get it free, so of course I'm gonna champion something that's giving it free. But me, on the other hand, not only am I not used to free, but I get what free gets you. I can't ask for God of War Ragnarok or Spider-Man 2 or Death Stranding 2 or or a new Kojima big blockbuster game if I'm not going to get that free. It's not going to be good if it's free. If a chick is out on the street offering you some free sex, do you really think that's you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's free, but like
I remember we had those arguments too. We told that we were saying that to Post Up. Like I was always skeptical about how we kept seeing the articles come out how they got to make the game smaller, and I'm like, see, and they still would spin it, but that was always my fear was, well, to do that you're gonna end up making cheaper games, and you're just gonna pretend that they're fucking bigger games because it's on a service. And sure enough, here we are, and you see the lineup, and I'm sorry, but Avowed looks fucking shit. I don't care what anybody fucking says. That looks fucking like, what the fuck? Not that it can't be fun. I'm a retro gamer at heart, so I'm not a graphics guy. But like, not for a game, not for something you paid $500 for. Like
exactly,
and that's one of your main titles. Like, like
Xbox. The thing about Xbox, they have no system seller, and now they have no exclusives. So they're moving in reverse as far as a reason to own the box. Well, if you say, but you can play Xbox everywhere, okay, well, why are they still making boxes? If they don't care about boxes and selling consoles, why the fuck are they making them? Okay, well, they're making it because they just feel good about me having a box and having options. Have you seen Microsoft? They just laid off 1,900 people. They just laid off 10,000 people the year before, 19,000 people the year before. Do you really think they care about you and your feelings? No, they don't. They care about money. And if them not making a box will increase their revenue and lessen their debt and everything else, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So Phil basically prolonged the console war inside of these bots' mind. But there's a silver lining in this, Buck, and let me say this. I did kind of feel sorry for, that's why you didn't see me as going hard as I normally go hard, but I did kind of feel sorry for some of the content creators out there that potentially weren't going to have any more channels. You know? They make money and revenue off of this stuff, and if Xbox, no longer making Xboxes, and if they put their games everywhere else and stuff like that, then the views are going to go down. There's no sense of having even Dirk Griggity said that, right? He said he'll probably just try to go and do something else. And some of the other people, like Post Up, he flipped out on everybody. When Z was teasing about the channel dying and stuff like that. So I mean, people get emotional. They put a lot of time and effort in spreading propaganda and everything else, right? The tools, You heard it here first, funds. Xbox is slightly ahead of the PS5. I mean,
Yeah.
You got to keep that shit up. And if you don't have a platform to keep it up, or if nobody's paying attention to you, then clearly
I feel I feel bad for the Xbox fan podcasts and content creators, but if you were doing like the hardcore propaganda and you were putting it in with like pony hate content at the same time, it's like I don't feel bad for you. It's like, you could, because you could be an Xbox fan and not lie and make up shit, and it's people do it all the time. Oh, Post Up talks about execs as if it was a soap opera. Yeah, that's fact. Danny Stab. Oh wait, Post Up is Little Ronnie Sunset. D-Batch and Lord Attic are now starting to leave the cult. I don't know about D-Batch. He seems like he jumped back on a little bit.
Nah, he can't.
He got kicked out.
No. He's been doing the RDX shit so long. He tries to be sensible, and then he'll turn around and fucking go full blown dealer and cult. Right? It's it's gonna take him a while to get that shit out of him.
Yeah.
I podcast with him yesterday, and he just still has faith that not all the games are coming, and it's like they're gonna slow drip it, but there's nothing off the table. They would never put the tentpole, the Halo Gears of Force will never come, and it's like are you sitting here saying with a straight face that they won't do that? Like there is nothing that Xbox won't do, nothing.
It's in their slogan.
It's
literally their slogan now.
It doesn't matter. It's a cult.
And some of them can benefit. Like, I understand not doing Halo right now because Master Chief is so tied to Xbox, so you would want to wait. And definitely Starfield, because the Starfield could be negative. But once that Starfield has more content and some of that subsides, all the bad shit subsides with it, I'm not putting it past them to put any of that shit. Halo, any of it. Gears could come really soon because that one, and some of these games could benefit for more players. The Halo Infinite
absolutely
needs it. I want Halo to survive,
All of those Xbox games, the Halo Gears of Forza, would sell more and be played more on PlayStation and Nintendo than Xbox. Because Xbox just has such a small ecosystem. It's just only 22 million of them.
Yeah.
PlayStation has 55 million already, right?
And they're a worldwide brand.
And they're a worldwide brand. I mean, do you really just want to sell to a few country bumpkins in Idaho? Nah, that's not like Microsoft has tried. They're just not a.
Yeah, that's the only way they're gonna ever penetrate internationally. Is to get through Nintendo and PlayStation.
Absolutely, and Buck, you see it. You see it. Microsoft is saying it, but they're just saying it in a sly way. Phil he doesn't like getting caught on camera saying things. That's why on camera he'll say one thing, but behind the scenes in interviews, he'll tell you the truth. He'll tell you exactly what it is. The problem with that is, it's through a third party. So it's like, he's like, hey, off the record, I'll give you an interview and I'll tell you, just like he did yesterday. He could have easily, what he told Tom Warren, he could have easily said that on camera.
But
he didn't want to get caught on camera saying that because then, the ramifications for that. So now the bots are like, we don't care about Tom Warren's interview. We just care about the video we saw.
Yeah, it's sleight of hand PR. They do that a lot.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all they do.
Because
they called him 8K today saying, oh no, we're just gonna we won't put all the games on PC. We're just gonna put a few and blah blah blah. And what happened? Less than a year later, the whole slate went to PC. Right?
And it happened kind of
under the bus.
Yeah. It happened kind of behind the scenes with like no fanfare. It just happened, so.
Yep.
Post Up talks about he knows all the names. He thinks he's part of the team. This is as close to fandom. What was that? Somebody said something. Thrash likes to debate them in Six Humor. Danny Stab said he would help me get but I gotta sell my Xbox. Look, I think we have. Z might have one that somebody has to sell. I just got to get some funds. So we might have one already in the stash, but. We just gotta.
Well, Buck, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Listen. I know you've been riding with Xbox. You've been having Xboxes for quite a long time.
Yeah, I only got an Xbox. Yeah, I got more Xboxes than PlayStations. I only got 2 PlayStations. I got 4 Xboxes.
Yeah.
I got all the Xboxes.
All them Xboxes I sent you that allegedly.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, he skipped town. That motherfucker's gone, man. I fucking wish I would have recorded that a video going over there. I was on the Discord with you because I swear to God, when I went over there, that glass was all broken. I was like, man, this motherfucker.
Hey y'all, I was literally on FaceTime with Buck, man, and on video live.
What we doing?
And when all of that stuff went down, what's up, man, Haddon?
Yeah,
we doing the show.
I was doing a rant on YouTube real quick, but yeah, I'm about to close up shop. I went 2 hours. I think we've said everything for now, but we could let the dust settle a little while, you know.
I want to play Helldivers 2 for the rest of the day.
Let's get back to fucking gaming. Put this. We could table all this for a while. Let shit calm down and see what the bots are saying. What their minds at Monday, maybe, I don't know, or Sunday.
Nah, we gonna let the unmentionables just do what they do, man.
Yeah,
listen, it doesn't matter. Ain't shit gonna change. I mean, with these motherfuckers, fam, they just gonna have to wait for one of them games to hit, then reality gonna set in. Because I'm telling you, that's all it really is. They just have to.
No, man. It's still not gonna sit in. You know why? Because first they were saying none of the games are coming. Now they're like, well, it's just 4, and then next time they're gonna say it's just 6, and then before you know it, like,
listen, now the cope is that they're okay with Sea of Thieves because it's a service game. They're okay with Hi-Fi Rush. I'm telling you, we knew it was Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush. The other shit about Pentiment and Grounded, nobody said no. Where did they get that from? They making that shit up. They said Pentiment.
Yeah. Why? Here's the thing.
You think for a second that Sony is going to say, we'll take Pentiment? Like, really?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to tell you this.
It's Gears of War. And the reason why I think one of the 4 is Gears is simply because, again, even after the interview with Tom Warren, Gears of War keep coming back up. Even Charlie Intel from that dude that Call of Duty thing said Gears of War. Yeah. I'm telling you, I definitely think he just didn't want to say
Absolutely. You remember he said they say it's one big game that nobody's gonna think it would be possible. They said that last week. So Phil didn't want to tell us the games, and I kept wondering, why don't you just go ahead and say the fucking game? So we still out here guessing. But I think you're right, man. I think it's a big game. It could either be Halo or Gears. It could be Halo or Gears.
I think it's more of Gears.
Yeah. So, but let me ask you this: if it is Gears and they announce it's Gears, how do you think the fan base is going to take it? Do you think they're just going to be like, it's okay, it's just 4 games? I mean, how do you think? Do you think their, mindset is going to change?
Bro, once Gears hit, it's over. Like it's once Gears of War hit, that's when reality is going to. I'm telling you, it's Gears. Yeah. They don't.
What if it wasn't Halo Infinite? That'd be fucking crazy. But Gears makes sense.
We knew about 2.
It's a service game, too.
We knew about 2 games. Phil said 4 games is coming, but he will not name those games. So we all know that Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush, but the other 2 nobody knows. I definitely think one of them is a big game. You know. Because the thing is that we know Starfield's coming because he said Starfield's not part of the 4 games. Mm-hmm. He never said Starfield and Indiana Jones is not coming. He just says
it was being considered too. Was the original story from Tom Warren? I don't know why everybody's getting mad at him. Yeah. He said they considered it. That's not proven wrong. Oh. Nobody asked him Phil if they considered it or not. Nobody asked him that. Yeah. He'd probably say, we considered it, or he would just lie. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they consider everything.
Yeah, exactly. Everything. Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing.
One of them, telling you, one of those 4 is a big name.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I wanted to just
Get it over with so we can move on.
Yeah.
We
need to
this
heal.
dragging this bullshit out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
Just dragging this bullshit.
And let somebody else come in. I'm kind of on the same page as you now a little bit.
Yeah.
We had this discussion like 6 months ago. The same shit. And it was like, because you had already reached that conclusion. Look, fuck all that shit about monopoly and competition. That's kind of out the window. If your heart's not in it, get the fuck out. Let somebody else fucking go at it. And I'm kind of in the same boat because you're just doing more damage at this point.
Absolutely. What you're doing, not only alienating the base, but you're turning them away from gaming.
And that doesn't mean I love fucking Xbox and the games they've made over the years. That's I still love all that shit, but the company and the brand.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna be honest. The brand no longer exists. I mean, they fucking killed it.
That's bullshit.
They killed the Xbox brand. And
yeah, people forget when they rebranded Game Pass, they took Xbox off air. Now it's console Game Pass, not Xbox.
Yeah.
Who's getting that cloud hybrid?
Oh shit! Everybody's popping up now. As soon as you guys pop up, guess who's here? Island Gaming with Jay.
Oh,
he said you guys are delusional. The media lied. Oh man.
Oh
man. Right when I'm about to sign off, fucking Pastor Joe comes with man.
Nah, go ahead and sign off. we know it's time to sign off on this motherfucker.
Pastor, we're gonna do this. We're gonna table all this for a while and let this settle. You can go get your bars ready, and we'll see what happens. But I think it's a wash, in my opinion. You're gonna see within 2 weeks we'll probably see more fucking rumors of more games. So don't think this is the end of that whole thing, Pastor. It's gonna happen. It's gonna keep fucking happening.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna go through this again.
Absolutely.
What are they gonna do? Fucking do a podcast every month to tell us no, it's only this, or no, and it's like the rumors are gonna keep happening because they're discussing these things and possibly cutting deals still, and so
it's gonna be spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading, spreading.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're spreading all right. Pause.
Yeah. First, it goes back to first. Xbox wouldn't dare put their games on PC. They want the PC. Xbox wouldn't dare put their they wouldn't dare put their games on PlayStation. Now games are going to PlayStation. So
slow drip.
Yeah.
Slow drip.
I didn't want them to slow drip it because it's gonna just be worse for everybody. It's gonna be worse for PlayStation guys. It's gonna be worse for Xbox guys. It helps nobody.
Especially after we went through this week. Like it seemed like people were like after about a week and a half or so, a lot of them were kind of coming around and it was sinking in like, hey, this is good. Phil, stay the fuck away. But no, they had to fucking do this shit. I just didn't think they would go. So I mean, I knew Pastor was gonna. He was celebrating before that fucking show. Of course, he's gonna say what he's gonna say. But I really didn't think so many would just. Man, I don't know. But then again, it's smoke and mirrors, man. That shit on social media is bullshit. There is not that many fucking Xbox dudes that are really.
He's here. Look, Buck, he's here.
Who?
Pastor.
No,
he's here.
Yeah. Well, I already know Pastor's bit, so I'm not worried about Pastor. Pastor's doing his thing,
Yeah,
he's doing his thing. We need Pastor in the cinematic universe right now, and it might be all we have left.
Broadband bully cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I am not what you all want, but I am what you all need.
Oh,
what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that
I'm a boy, Damon.
At the end of the day, I hope we learn something from this. I mean, if it is that the rumors had no credibility, because even this guy went.
The rumors were true.
Who? Tom Warren?
No, RGT. He said all the games they're wrong. He said peddlers lie because
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, we don't.
RGT,
we don't know.
RGT?
Twitter weirdos. Weirdos on Twitter, that's what.
No, he's not a weirdo on Twitter. He's a YouTuber.
He's a content creator. He's a fucking weirdo. He doesn't give two shits about you or the Xbox community. Get the fuck out of here.
At the end of the day, if he's a weirdo, then you're calling Z a weirdo, then you're calling J-Dub a weirdo. Because all of those guys are content creators. And at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, these guys ate well off of those bad news. The bad news that Xbox was going third
They
party.
eat off either news. They don't care what it is.
And everybody ate well off of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So now all those rumors basically crashed and burned. Now they're looking to spin up something new. I hear you guys talking about drip feed now. That's the new narrative going.
No, I've been saying that a while.
But
That started with when all this started. That's what it was.
They didn't say anything though. That's the whole thing.
Nate came out and he owned it. Nate the hate.
No.
This show is exactly what I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be spin, backpedaling, and. But you know what, Pastor? They ended up admitting more games than I thought. I thought they would backpedal and say, no, but these two games were coming, and it ended up being 4. So that's the only thing I was wrong about. It was more games than I thought.
But J-Dub said the whole slate. How 4 games could equal?
Well, he didn't say the whole slate was going to be announced, did he?
No, but
no one said that.
Yeah, so there. We have been from now until the end of Infinity for the whole slate to come, and
no one.
It's just a waiting game. It's just like
was coming because you can't do that.
Remember when
they're gonna do them in batches.
That J-Dub tweet about Starfield coming to PlayStation, he might end up being right about that. It's just a waiting game.
Yeah.
J-Dub and his
we're waiting.
What's coming? That was the narrative.
Okay.
But is this the Twilight
anything
Zone?
that's been out over a year on Xbox is questionable. That's what Phil said. That's actually what he said.
Oh man. Well, this is.
Not say that.
Okay.
He said it, and I see. This is what you all do. He said it very clear. He said this.
Look.
He said, "Don't."
Look, we could go in a complete circle with this. I don't think we're going to accomplish anything. We need to. Pastor, go get your bars up. Have your bars ready. Next time we do a show, we'll see what you got then. But until then, we do need to get back to game. Maybe I might fucking hop on like some old like Earthbound or fucking Streets of Rage or something. I need to get the fucking stench of all this out of my fucking brain, because and usually retro gaming does that. Just like after I played Starfield, I had to go play fucking Symphony of Night or whatever the fuck I played, you know. But yeah, whole slate takes years of money and resources. Exactly. Pastor stealing that Bush McDonald's Wi-Fi, BBCU. Oh yeah, exactly. I don't know if we're gonna call it the BBCU. Maybe just call it the BCU for short. You know, wink, wink, Pound Town. Yeah, facts. But yeah, I'm gonna sign out here. I only had planned to watch this Phil thing, and then that was it. But we got J-Dub here at the end, so I'm gonna tag that, and I'll tag you guys on Twitter, and you know, etc., etc. But if we do a show tonight, we do a show tonight. But we've already done a lot, so it depends. Z could show up and we do a show. You never know, but we'll definitely probably do one over the weekend. So I'll just leave it there. Whoa.
PlayStation or Nintendo Switch. There is no way in 2 weeks they could have.
wasn't my war.
And it was